Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan Battle video. So, World Tournament is ongoing, which is obviously not very fun, but, you know, it's just at this point, it's just a part of my life, right? But the grind does not stop. I've got to get content out. Just as a quick note before we start, the last time I didn't upload a video like on a day, I don't, maybe sometime in 2016, I do not know. Something like that, right? So, it's very difficult to record like a showcase or something like that. There is actually a number of showcases I could do, a lot, right? Gotenks, Tech Majin Vegeta, Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku, a lot of the World Tournament characters. But I do want to get a competitive ranking in the World Tournament, so it makes it hard to do that. And, nowadays more than ever, these showcases take a long time for me to make, right? Jumping between all these different turns and fights and teams, stuff like that. So, I actually did wake up today with the intention of finding some way to make a video, because I didn't really have many ideas, hopefully from Twitter, right? Like, finding a tweet that we can make a video off of. I just, like, by divine intervention, it's like as soon as I woke up, I saw this in the For You tab, and it's like, here we go. Another thing I do kind of like here is that this is a tweet I had no interaction with. Well, I did like it just so I could come back to it later, but it's a tweet I've had no interaction with, right? So people don't know I'm looking at this, because I do. It's like, if they know I'm going to make a video on it, or if I'm, like, involved in it, some people will start changing the way they talk and stuff like that, right? So, I think we can kind of, I'm, like, incognito right now. I'm Batman. I've got the binoculars spying on the mafia bosses. Let's see what they're talking about when they don't know I'm here, right? So that's what we're doing. Now, I actually do love this idea right here. Which line in the passive is worst in 2024 of premium characters? Now, the one thing I would disagree with right here. So the characters, we have Dokkan Fest exclusives and then main EZAs. Premium would be a new summonable unit, because it's give Dokkan money and you get the character. I understand. Let's use AGL UI Goku or in Evolution Blue Vegeta as an example here. Which one of the two does not matter. They're both just as good. We'll use Vegeta as the example. Okay. It's difficult. Like, here's the thing. You do have to pull him, right, from, like, these big time summonable banners and stuff like that, for sure. But the thing about a character like this is his presence, this goes for both Vegeta and Goku, their presence on many of the better banners in the game's history. So, like, Vegeta is on his own Evolution Blue Vegeta banner. Then he was on the Tanabata banner back in 2021. Then he was on LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's banner, which players were not skipping. People were not skipping this banner. They were summoning. And then he was also on LR STR Final Form Cooler's banner. Again, people weren't really skipping this very much. And then he was also on the 8th anniversary LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. So, and then he was on Beast Gohan's banner too. So see, this is kind of the thing, is that even though, he's an EZA character, you do have to summon even, like, free-to-play players over the course. You guys would have been, these are the banners people are summoning on. So you're going to be able to get these characters. So I don't really agree, kind of, and he was on Tech UI Goku's banner too, Jesus. And I don't really agree so much with considering EZAs for this. So I'm just probably personally going to, I mean, we could talk about EZAs, but I do kind of want to hone in on the Dokkan Fest exclusives, Yellow Quinn LRs, Carnival LRs, those types of characters, right? So let's go through. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, LRs. Okay, this is Frieza. Right away. Now Vector, this is a good one to point out right here. Let's go ahead and pull up Frieza. This is this ability right here, right? So, I agree, this is terrible. I think that, Angel, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who I've considered as best Dokkan Fest TUR for most of the year. A Dokkan Fest exclusive character, right? Frieza's only got 2 leader skills, but many of these characters are now having, 3 leader skills, 3 category leader skills and stuff like that. Characters like this that are leading teams of multiple categories should not have a restriction of this type. I don't really care if like a banner unit's got a restriction or an EZA or something like that. But like the new summonable unit, you know, give me $3,000 and you could have the unit rainbowed. This shit is ass having it. It's a good effect, but you know, maybe this would have been much better if this was just per extreme class character on the team. Right? Think of how much better that would help Frieza. Because then, you know, especially if you're Dokkan planning out the year, if it was per extreme class character instead of a category, then the Brolys would count. And, you know, with full knowledge and intention that they were doing the Broly movie worldwide download celebration. So yeah, any restriction like what this guy has, or let me actually pull up Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Any restriction like these guys have on a Dokkan Fest leader character is just no good. This is not a problem. One Buu Saga ally on the team. That's not really an issue. This is horrible. Go back to when this guy came out and I was complaining about it nonstop. Having to need a Buu Saga ally on rotation the entire time is just really rough on a character. You know, he leads accelerated battle, but you can't even take advantage of that because you need your team filled up with Buu Saga characters. That sucks, right? It sucks. So yeah, that's definitely a good one. I kind of want to skip EZA characters for the most part. Yeah, AGL Bardock is certainly very, 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 very bad. Right? Like when he first came out, at first I was thinking like, you know, like we could do some stuff with him, but it was that thing I always talk about, right? Where I was looking at like potentially, you know, we get a couple of snacks, we hide him at the start of the fight, and then, you know, his Super Saiyan form could be very competitive against some of those 9th anniversary fights, but very quickly I realized it's just, it's potential. What is he actually doing when we go into those fights? Like if we go into 10 fights, in, you know, 9 of those fights, Bardock is not looking very impressive towards the end. Half of the fights, he just gets us killed at the start of the fight anyway and stuff like that, right? But yeah, I don't want to focus too much on that. Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah, yup, boom. Cooked. 100%. This is one of the worst abilities. So here's the thing. Vegeta is a rainbow orb changer. Let's pull him up. I don't even need to search him up. He's probably just going to be on page... No, he's on page 3. Wow. Yeah, Global has released so many characters, dude. Okay, so Vegeta... Where is it? It's a rainbow orb changer, right? Boom. And, I mean, he constantly wants a lot of orbs on the field. One of the better characters to function with this guy is actually another rainbow orb changer. Super EZA SDR Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. They work great together. You know, like Broly is putting up, they're both creating rainbow orbs. Vegeta just needs orbs. Broly specifically needs rainbow orbs. Vegeta fills Broly's condition, you know, towards creating the rainbow orbs and stuff like that. But you get, once you do 5 supers with this guy, what you want to do is stacking. He's a stacker. You want to do that. He changes the whole field to AGL key spheres. It messes up the orbs, right? If you, like, okay, so you then have a full field of AGL orbs. You can't even comfortably get this guy in slot 1. You can use his active and gamble a little bit, but even 50% dodge, 50% damage reduction, I mean, he doesn't really have much past that in terms of slot 1 survivability. It's not like his defense, because remember, his defensive stack is only 20%. So it's not even like he's going to have this massive number. It gets a little bit better if you do the active and then he has, you know, his full passive and stuff like that. But it's not as good as you'd like. But then he gets his orbs, and then the orbs are going to be shitty for the rest of the rotation. So yeah, I mean, if they, it's this as well. The problems with this character are what I have highlighted, both of these. That one right there, if HP is 50% or less at the end of the turn, can be tough. And here's another thing too. If you have a character revive, like let's say you die and revive, that does not trigger that ability, unfortunately. the HP at 50% or less at the end of the turn. Because this is a multiplicative buff, and then high chance to crit. Both of those pretty important. So, yeah, it's another good one. That's definitely bad right there. Oh, this is Frieza again, right? I mean, yeah, obviously this is brutal, but this doesn't really impact Frieza's ability to be good, right? Like, it's like, this is just another, like, if there is a low class where, like, he gets really crazy, right? Another super attack for the stacking, more damage, more crit, obviously. But it's, if you're going to identify a thing that really held this guy back this year, it's almost assuredly this right here. And lack of help, right? Back when this guy would have been relevant, he did not have the help to be relevant. So that's the thing. Launches initial super in the same turn of receiving attack. This is Super Vegeta? That's Super Vegeta, right? Let me take a look. Again, I would like to focus not really as much on EZAs, but, I mean, whatever. People are bringing it up, right? That's Super Vegeta's ability? Yeah, it's right here. So he gets an additional super within the same turn after receiving an attack, and quite obviously he doesn't have the defense to very comfortably go in slot 1. And it's like an enemy whose name includes Cell. By the way, this does not include Cell Max, unfortunately. He does not get the buff against Cell Max. That could have helped out quite a bit, because then, I mean, you still wouldn't want to put him in, like, slot 1, but he could still, you know, have the guard and have some extra stats and stuff like that if he's in slot 2 or slot 3. So, sure. This guy, I feel like he was probably a little bit better than people give him credit for when he came out, but maybe that at the same time was just, well, he's obviously way better than AGL Bardock, right? He's definitely way better than AGL Bardock, but kind of makes, I mean, you know, an EZA that wasn't really super crazy. I think this is a common thing that happens. Remove that anniversary EZAs from this for the most part, but a lot of times early EZAs at the start of the year could potentially struggle for a lot, right? So, not really too surprised about that. All allies. Oh, this is, yeah. This is the worst character of the year, unfortunately. When they first came out, the only team I struggle in with the special pose team. We did so much content, so much special pose content during April. The only fight that was difficult was Cell Max. But then we get the Universal Survival Saga Supreme Magnificent Battle, and then eventually, you know, Bulma, and, you know, a lot of these fights, Gogeta, Janemma, stuff like that. Special pose just couldn't really keep up. Now, I haven't really tried special pose since Gotenks came out. Gotenks obviously would be a dynamo. Very, very, very helpful to potentially make stuff work. Could be an interesting thing to test out. What's really bad about this character, though, and really hurt them, is it's like this character, they don't work as like a standalone just Ginyu Force character. They needed another Ginyu Force character. There were no other relevant Ginyu Force units. That hurt them badly. They needed one. Like, maybe this character could have been a lot better if they had a different Ginyu Force character, but yeah, I mean, this just becomes the worst release of the year. Frieza might be number 2. I mean, AGL Vegeta would be low on the list as well. He's not even that bad, but I mean, it's just, I mean, look at how good a lot of these characters were. I mean, Topo was really good. I mean, he's aged quite a bit now, and I mean, he does have that restriction as well. We could probably talk about his intro restriction, you know, during this too. But look at how good some of the premium units have been lately, right? Like Buhan, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, Slug, right? Really good. They don't have obvious crap weaknesses or, you know, bad parts of their kit or anything like that. So that's good. This is stupid. Let's see. 2 additionals, each has a medium chance of being a super. Who? Oh, man. Who is this? This is the first character that didn't immediately come to mind. Two additionals, each of which has a medium chance of being a super when facing only one enemy. I'm gonna have to search this one up. I'm actually stumped by this. I'm embarrassed. Yeah. Silly me. It's this guy. It's LR Ultimate Gohan. Yeah, I mean, I certainly don't go crazy. I mean, you guys know this. I don't go crazy for, additional normals. I think that a lot of times additionals like this, or, additionals with 50/50 procs or something like that, or hidden potential system additional, actually gives you far less value than people think it does, right? Again, they're just looking at, like, oh, what happens when you get the super attack, and not what happens when you get, like, the additional normal. And with these being only a 30% chance to be a super, I mean, this guy is going to be pumping out additional normals quite a bit. I mean, yeah, certainly you change this 30% chance to 70% chance, and this guy becomes, very interesting for sure. I mean, he's okay-ish. It's kind of like he's maybe a little bit better than, like, base AGL Broly is kind of what it is, but it's like base AGL Broly, there's a reward at the end of the tunnel for him, and that's transformed AGL Broly, who the term I give him is a closer, right? Transformed AGL Broly will come out, and even now will finish these fights. He will end the fights when AGL Broly transforms a lot of times. Gohan doesn't really quite have the ceiling that AGL Broly does. Yeah, Ginyu Force for sure. What is this? What is this? Easy Int Broly. If there's an enemy whose name includes Goku. I mean, that's not really the worst ever. I mean, of what I consider, like, the hardest fights in the game, I mean, that would include the literal hardest fight in the game, right? Which is the Goku and Frieza fight. I mean, certainly, like, the Gogeta, Janemba, Bulma fights don't really have that, but, I mean, right now, they're pushing more Supreme Magnificent Battle content, which is for Superclass, compared to Red Zone, which is for villains, plus Gammas, I guess, right? And I feel like Jiren, like a Jiren stage or a Kefla stage, I feel like they would be Red Zone stage. So, like, Red Zone's more for, like, antagonists, right? Like, I mean, Vegeta from the Saiyan Saga would definitely be a Red Zone stage. Again, I think Kefla and Jiren and Toppo would probably be Red Zone stages, as opposed to Supreme Magnificent Battle. Whoa, no, what? No, stop it, Jiraiya. I was thinking about following this kid, too. Because they make a lot of tweets that I like. Oh, brother. It's Carnival Gotenks slander? Might need to be working a little bit harder for that follow, buddy. Whoa. I've seen so much discussion on this, by the way. I don't know why it's so bad. Like, it's just a high chance to dodge. Is pretty much what it is, right? It's exactly what Tech Super Gogeta and Physical LR Janemba have, although they are easy A's, which is they both have a high chance, 50% chance, to dodge enemy super attacks. This is better right now. Eventually, it will age worse because the defensive proc Gotenks down the line will still be taking damage. But right now, it's just outright better than what they have, right? The Gogeta and the Gotenks. And the reason for that is because there's the 17 and Golden Frieza phase, which is, one of the nastiest phases in Dokkan history, for sure. What is this? Worst design for Major Celebration Dokkan Fest LR character. Oh, this is Daddy Int Broly. Yeah, okay, so this shit, like, you just don't really see. Yeah. He is a lot stronger once you revive with Int Broly and you get this, but it's not a common occurrence. Change physical to int, and then the support, yeah, when he himself revives, yeah. It's just something you never see. Int Broly is a character who's very good. A top 10 character in the game. I think into Broly, I would describe him as the worst designed, best character ever. So, of a character that has just a dreadfully, terribly designed kit, which he has, I think he's the best one of those characters we've ever had. Character who's just designed by an absolute idiot. Right? I'm sorry. This is a clown show kit, but he does just have so much strength in here, defensively, and he's got his support, and he could heal. And the revive, I always have considered his revive very good, which is just once he shows up, his third time on rotation, he then just has his revive up. That's in my opinion, that's a very powerful revive. That shit is good. Great. To me, though, easily, the biggest issue with this guy is his active condition. This is the problem. It's because, so 60% damage reduction is good, but it's not, you guys know. If you want to tank super attacks, these bosses doing 5 million plus and shit like that, it's like you're going to want damage reduction plus guard or something. Now, he's only guarding, where is it? He's got such a labyrinth of a kit. It's here. Yeah, it's right here. It's right here. While his domain is up, he's guarding. That's where he's really good. And in order to do that, it's Goku family enemy or all allies are uncontrollable power. I despise this shit. I like what Buhan has a lot better. This is why I probably just outright like Buhan better than Broly. Because his is the same thing as the uncontrollable power one, but then his second one is just turn 6, which, ding, 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 is incredible for the hardest fight in the game. And then, if you either want to say the second hardest fight, or fourth hardest fight, or, hardest fight of the exciting heroine battle event, or whatever, the Bulma fight, like, you can get that. You don't need to run full power absorption in order to get Buhan's domain. So, it's like, I'm going to be very curious to see how pronounced in Broly's fall off is going to be. Is he going to really effortlessly survive 10th anniversary power creep or something like that? We'll see. Tech Carnival Broly will be fine. He should be good for a while, I think. But I don't know. I don't know about this guy. Usually characters with massive flaws all over their kit, like this guy's got, it does show up eventually. So we'll see. We'll see. Listen to some quotes. Yeah, Ginyu, we talked about them for sure. What is this? That's easy AGL Bardock, yeah, who we talked about. Yeah, I mean, low class warrior. They were trolling with that. They were trolling. Oh, yep, we talked about Super Vegeta already as well. Oh, it's Super Vegeta again. Okay, people. Oh, Minato. Okay. So that's this guy, huh? That's this boy. Yeah, it is. This, yeah, I mean, we could definitely say this. So the same thing complaining about AGL Frieza and AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Goku Black has got this as well. Goku Black is just a very unfortunate character where it's like, he, as a physical character, all of the toughest fights in the game this year have almost all been STR bosses, too. So, it's like, Rose does a million normals. Like, his design, he is quite fun, even for me who, hates doing, additional normal stuff like that. But I do find this guy's design to just be fun. But it doesn't work well against the content they created, unfortunately. If he was AGL, it'd be a little bit easier. But, he's a physical character who does a million normals and shit like that. He whittles the boss down. And then, you could get to some, big hits, 20 million plus, 30 million plus, depending upon what your RNG could be, after he attacks a bunch or in his domain or something like that. And then, remember, he did get a direct buff, too, when he dropped on JP. That Global also got. But it's just against Goku and Frieza, what happens is he's just 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And on top of that, they pretty much restricted them just to super bosses, right? You need 5 super bosses characters to have that. 30% damage reduction by itself is not very good. If this guy had his guard permanently, it'd be a bit of a different story to me. I think he'd be quite a bit better. But they, on top of it, they did not continue to give super bosses what it needs, right? So it's... Yeah, I gotta remember that the order of characters released on Global and JP is different. I actually want to take a look at JP super bosses here, so we could see the true order of like when characters are coming out and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, like we get Selmax, who's crazy, and then we get AGL Jiren, who's also crazy. Tech Jiren, I think, is another character who has just a garbage kit. This is designed by like a chimpanzee from the zoo or something like that. Jiren's kit is so badly, Tech Jiren, so bad. It's terrible. Awful kit, man. But, I mean, easy as I'm not really trying to go super crazy on. But like, that's it. They just stopped. They stopped midway through the year. It looked like we were getting super bosses characters nonstop, which, is good. They create a new category that's not that good, and then buff it nonstop to make it good. I'm not opposed to this. And, releasing premium units, Anniversary LR, major hype Dokkan Fest. Selmax was only a Yellow Queen LR, but it's his introduction character in the game, the first one we're able to get. A lot of powerful EZAs. Topo finally got a Dokkan Fest. Making it worth, I summoned for, AGL Broly, and then continuing to make it worth it. I mean, he has Transformation Boost as a leader skill anyway, but you guys know what I'm saying, right? Just adding to it. But then they just stopped. They just stopped with super bosses. And with it, I mean, it's like we could win with super bosses, but it's like, I could pull out the Int Broly team and we'll probably win in one try, right? I could bust out Superhero and we'll win in one try. But super bosses, if we do 5 runs, do we win 2 of the 5? There's a lot of RNG that goes into it, right? A lot of characters, have got flaws compared to, the craziness that some of the other top teams have got. So yeah, I mean, I'm in agreement with Minato, but again, this is a Dokkan Fest exclusive premium leader character who has a rough category restriction. Goku Black Rose, First Form Frieza, Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku, all of them are in the same grouping with a bad category restriction on what is a leader character, which sucks. Alright, couple more and we'll be done. Guard activate against all attacks, super effective against all types, all allies are special pose. That's gotta be the Ginyu Force, right? I don't completely have their kit 100% memorized. Here, I've got so much shit opened up. Let's see. That is them, right? Yeah, right here. Yep. That's them. Okay. Unable to attack? No. We're gonna sit here and disrespect Tech Broly? We're gonna do some cornball clown shit? We're gonna disrespect this goat? Who here? Raise your fucking hand if you're disrespecting this guy so I can block you right now. Go ahead. Speak up in that comment section. Get blocked. It's a joke. But yeah, guess what? I don't give 2 shits about this because he's God, right? AGL Jiren, same thing. I don't give 2 shits because he has literally 100% damage reduction, right? If anything, I would argue they are always good, besides Sleepy Beerus, who's free to play. Anytime a character's got this, they're, always good, right? Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, what I loved about that character was when they had that. This is corny, clown ball shit. No. Characters who have that are typically really good because they're bringing a lot to the table usually besides just damage, right? Remember, I'm sorry. I'm just going to tell you guys a factual thing, right? Being able to deal with the boss's big super attacks and shit like that is more important than doing damage. It is. It's just a fact. Okay? Years. The one character, characters with an active skill attack or a standby attack, a before the turn starts attack, that is a little different because you can actually, factually kill the boss before they kill you. The family Kamehameha, you can kill the boss before they kill you. That works with them. But just like some character doing a lot of damage, no, you're not killing the boss before they kill you. Sorry. That's true in Fantasyland. In Ginyu Force, yeah, of course. Okay, Super Vegeta again. Well, this is also Super Vegeta, right? Guard for 5 turns? That's also Super Vegeta. Yeah, that's Super Vegeta. From character's entry turn, buddy. Gotta get your lingo correct. Alright, we're starting to get to a lot of... Anything related to having to collect orbs? Nah, I don't really agree with that. I mean, it depends. It depends on the character. If they're creating rainbow orbs, a lot of times, it's not usually the biggest deal, right? If they are a type orb changer that needs, like, that specific type of orb, that is ass a lot of times. Because type orb changing is going to be far less consistent for you than rainbow orb changing is going to be. So that's what would be no good. But, I mean, if they just need to get a bunch of orbs and they're rainbow orb changing, it's really not too much of a concern, I'd say. All right, well, yep, there's AGL Vegeta. Oh, this is Roshi. Okay, we could end with this, right? A little Roshi action? Yeah. Yeah, I guess that is true. Roshi does have, but I do think, I wouldn't put this guy in the same bucket with First Form Frieza, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and Rose, though. Even though he does have a little bit of some similar stuff. And the reason is because he's a completely different type of character. As this massive, crazy, juicing support type unit, Roshi is more akin, well, a little bit to like AGL Kid Gohan. Like, that's kind of like the role that Roshi is taking, right? But you could see he does have a lot of that, right? The Turtle School stuff is not really so bad. Obviously, the Peppy Gal one is not that great. But, I mean, this guy brought up the Peppy Gal one. But, I mean, we have this. We need literally Bulma in rotation as well, right? What's the most important? I would probably say of these 3 lines right here that are all, a little different, I think the Turtle School one is probably the most important because, I mean, he's getting hit, a guaranteed additional super. He's getting damage reduction in there and a lot of extra stats. I think that's probably a little bit more important than, this is just some attack and defenses, attack and crit, but damage reduction, stats, and an additional super. The Turtle School Allies one. Definitely the most important. But, all right, there we go. Yep. So there's kind of some examples of what is like, bad kit design on some characters. Definitely shout out to Emma. This worked as a good video. I've been grinding World Tournament the whole time, and we still got another video. Let's go. There actually was another. I might actually I'm about to reference another video I'm going to make from another tweet I saw about anniversary, but I'm going to record that one next, and I'll probably upload that first, actually, but I don't know. Okay, let me know what you guys think. I'll catch you guys next time.